You need to spend enough time creating to actually create the work that you're proud of and create the work that people are going to love. Oh, this is the first video I'm making from my brand new desk setup. This is the first time I've ever committed any serious amount of money towards a space for myself. If you can believe it, for those of you that have been following me for a while, you'll know this, but my first 12 months of being a freelance filmmaker was spent editing and working from my parents' kitchen table in our living room. To put that into context, I'm one of 4 siblings who live at home. I'm the eldest of the siblings, so it was a very, very busy household. If I didn't have my headphones, then I would not have been able to make it work, let alone concentrate. So the first 12 months of running a production company were ran from my parents' kitchen table. So to finally have a space that's dedicated to my work, that's dedicated to me and is built around everything that I need as far as a creator, it honestly feels surreal. It feels amazing and I'm so stoked. I'm going to be making an entire video on this setup covering everything that I got, how much it costs, what I would recommend you do, my circumstances for why I got certain things. So if you want to see that video, stay tuned for that. But for today, I've been thinking a lot recently about how I want to use my Instagram account. My Instagram account is by far my biggest following anywhere online. It's a place that I've shared my work and really developed as an artist over the last 2.5 years. But it's a place that is constantly evolving for me. The last 12 months, a lot of it have been spent with doing digital art and really creating beautiful images and spending a lot of time editing those images. But more and more, as I begin to do more and more YouTube, I've began to realize that spending that much time just isn't realistic. So I'm kind of in this middle phase of figuring out what I want to do with my Instagram account. So today I wanted to make a quick video covering 5 things I wish I knew when starting Instagram that would probably have helped me when I was first starting out. I remember how confusing it was in the beginning. I remember how many hours I would spend on YouTube and on the internet and reading blog posts about how to grow on Instagram and best practices and all that sort of bullshit. So I want to give you guys one video that you can watch that'll cover everything and really send you on your way to start off strong, and hopefully down the line you'll be in a position where you can do this full time or just earn a little bit of extra money on the side doing something you're passionate about. But first, if I'm a new face, if this is the first time you're visiting my channel, my name is Tom Noske. I'm a photographer, digital artist and filmmaker from Melbourne, Australia, who takes images like these. The first tip is something I get questioned about almost every single day. For someone like me who creates in the style that I do, it can lend itself to having a feed that is very unified, to having a feed that looks very similar, and that's just because of the way my art works. I create digital art that focuses on a few key themes that I really enjoy creating around. That doesn't mean that I'm consciously thinking, hell, my feed has to be this color, and this color. I can't deviate from that. That's just the way that I create. That's the way that I enjoy. But I get questions every single day from people wondering how to develop a theme or how to develop a style and how did I develop my style. And I just want to say to all of them, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. You need to stop thinking about developing a style and you need to concentrate on the individual images. The first tip is your individual images are far more important than any theme that you could develop, because it's your individual images that are going to grab people's attention. I want you to think about this for a second. When you're on Instagram and you're scrolling through your feed, when have you ever gone to someone's page and followed them and fell in love with their work because of their theme? You can't. The first contact you have with anyone new on Instagram is an individual image that catches your eye. You then click their handle and then you go and see their feed. So if you're start concentrating on developing this beautiful feed that looks amazing, but you're forgetting about the individual images, then you're never going to grab anyone's attention. I guarantee you that if you just concentrate on being a better artist and you concentrate on making every single one of your images amazing, then you're not going to need to worry about your theme, because all of your artwork together is going to look amazing. So tip number 1 is stop worrying about developing a theme and concentrate on the individual images. Tip number 2 goes off this again, and that's quality over quantity. I remember everyone when I first started, I remember everyone still does, says that you need to focus on quantity rather than quality. You just need to get work out there. And the issue with that is you can never really develop as an artist. I always say this, But if I'm stuck to this 1 day turnaround time, then I never know what it's like to push myself for a month. I never know what it's like to commit more than a couple days for a single edit. I will never actually push myself to my limits, and I'll never discover what I'm truly capable of. You need to focus on giving yourself enough time, or giving yourself the time that you need to create. Yes, there are people out there that create in a way that allows them to create every single day. Hell, there are people out there that allow them to create multiple times a day. But for someone like myself, that's simply not possible. Unless I was getting paid purely for Instagram, there is no way in hell that I have anywhere near enough time to create every single day. So for me, that's been a process that I've had to get used to. That's been a process of me realizing that I'm just going to have to create at my own pace, and I'm just going to have to do it that way, and people will love it anyway because they love my work. I can't get wrapped up in the idea that I need to be posting quantity over quality, because it's simply not true. Take the time that you need to create your best work, and I promise you, you will not be missing out on anything that anyone else is gaining because they're posting every single day. Please focus on quality over quantity. Post bangers only. Oh, number 3, engagement pods actually ruin your engagement. Yes, I've been the member of a couple of engagement pods over my last 2.5 years on Instagram, and I promise you, every single time I use one, what happens is my engagement drops. My engagement doesn't go up, my followers don't go up, nothing happens, my engagement drops. And that's not just talking about my engagement as far as my likes and comments, that means my own engagement. I get so caught up in making sure that I've commented on the 20, 30, 40, 50 people, however many it is in the pod. I get so caught up in focusing on commenting back to their work that I forget to actually engage with the artists that I enjoy. And I forget to get out there and discover new artists. I forget to get out there and comment back to the people that are already commenting on my work. Forget about engagement pods, they're bullshit. They distract you from doing the thing that Instagram is meant to do. Instagram is an incredible place to discover good artists, to get inspired, and to see artwork that's going to blow you away. It's not a place to be focusing on, have I commented on this many people today? Have I commented on X and Y's pages? Have I done this? Have I done that? Have I gone through my list today? Don't worry about any of that sort of stuff. It doesn't work at all anyway. Just concentrate on engaging with the artists that you actually enjoy, and I promise you, you'll have a much better relationship with Instagram. Focus on engaging with the people that you actually like, not joining engagement pods. Tip number 4 is those trends that you're chasing right now are only going to hurt you down the line. Trends change. That's why they're trends. Trends pass, trends happen, trends come and they go. That's what happens. That's what a trend is. If you build an audience up from chasing a trend, what happens when that trend disappears? If you build your audience up and you don't really enjoy creating that work anyway, are you going to keep creating that work when the trend is no longer there and there's people no longer coming to your page? Build your audience from the work that you actually enjoy creating, and you'll be building a bigger audience for longer because you'll actually enjoy creating the work that you're creating. If you're focusing on chasing a trend, eventually that trend's going to leave you, and so is the audience, and you're going to be stuck creating work that you don't even enjoy and didn't enjoy in the first place. So please forget trends, don't pay attention to them, let them happen, and hopefully one day the artwork that you enjoy creating the most will be the one that gets caught in a trend. But even when it does, don't worry about it. It's just another part of Instagram. So please stop focusing on trend chasing. It doesn't get you anywhere. It may get you a few short-term followers, but it's not going to help you out long-term. Create the work that you actually enjoy the most, and I promise you, you'll be a far better artist for it. Oh, and the last tip is one of my favorite things that I've ever been told with Instagram, and that is spend more time creating than consuming. This might hurt some of my artist friends out there, but if I haven't commented back to your pages, if I haven't commented on your photos, that's because I'm spending more time creating than consuming, and you've got to cut me some slack for that. Please spend more time creating than consuming. All the gurus out there for Instagram always tell you to engage, but if you're spending all your time engaging, when are you actually creating any work? When are you actually developing as an artist? And when are you actually challenging yourself and putting out work that you're actually proud of? You need to give yourself enough time. This comes back to a few of the first tips. You need to spend enough time creating to actually create the work that you're proud of and create the work that people are going to love. Spend more time creating than you spend consuming. So yeah, that was today's video. It was just a couple things that I wish I knew when I started out on Instagram, and I wish someone had just told me so I didn't have to waste all the time I did on YouTube, on the internet, on blog posts, wasting my time learning tips that don't actually work, when instead I could have just watched this video and been well on my way. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed any of the videos on my channel, I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. I've said this a few times now, but I'm loving the engagement that you guys are leaving. I'm loving the comments. I'm loving the conversation that we're having under every one of my videos. I really do appreciate it, and it means the world that you guys are actually enjoying these videos. I wouldn't be able to put 3 of them out a week if you guys weren't at least enjoying them just a little bit. So again, I really do appreciate it. But as always, it's entirely up to you, and I'll see you guys next time.